Hi, Assalamualaikum, and this is OPM530. So we will start our first chapter on introductions to operations management. So basically what we will go through in this chapter is on the definition, of course, the definitions of operations management, and also we will have organizing to produce product and services, and also we have we want to learn why we study operations and what operations manager do. This is basically on responsibility of operations manager, and we also have the heritage of operations management. This is basically on the history of operations, and also we will touch on operations in service area, and not only in production or manufacturing area, but also service sectors, whereby we will go through the differences between goods and services, the growth of services, as well as service pay. Okay, and also we have exciting new trends in operations management. What are the new things or current practices in operations management? And we also have the productivity challenges, how to measure the productivity, and what are the variables involved in productivities. And we will go through the productivity in service sectors as well. Okay, then the last part is ethics and social responsibility. Okay, so I will skip this learning objective. Then this is examples or case study of Hard Rock Cafe, whereby this first opened in 1971, and now more than 1,129 restaurants in over the countries. And what Hard Rock Cafe did, or what Hard Rock Cafe introduced or bring into the market is rock music memorial, and it creates value in the forms of goods, good foods, and as well as the entertainment. And they have more than 3,500 custom meal per day. So that is the case in Orlando, which is this is not a current case study, but I think more than these figures lah. Then how much or how these items get on the menu, whereby they have so many meals or types of meal offered. Of course, this is the role of operations manager, how they do or what they implement on the on their practices or on the business. Okay, so now we go through the definitions of operations management. So when talking about operations, it must involve production, or the same thing or the same meaning with production. So production is the creations of goods and services, whereby we produce something, or we produce tangible product or services. It can be also the services. So operations management, or OM, is the set of activities. So it involves many activities, but we call it the set of activities that create value in the form of goods and services by transforming inputs into outputs. Okay, let's say input consists of, for example, you are producing these examples of this product. This is spray. This is the glass spray. So what you need to do, or what you need to have in order to produce this kind of product, so raw material must be the chemical, and the who can produce this is your employees, and you need the supplier to supply the bottles, and as well as the packaging. So this is the input. So you need the technology to produce in a large amount. So that is the input. Okay, output is the finished product. This is the examples of finished product, whereby you can just spray to your glasses lah. Okay, that is I think I need hopefully you get the ideas of operations. Okay, now we move to organizing to produce goods and services, where we have these three essential functions, marketing functions, whereby it creates or generates demand. How generates demand? By producing, by doing advertisement lah. So you buy one free three this product, for example. Okay, so that is marketing. Why? Why then a function the functions of marketing is important to create value or to generate demand. Second function is productions or operations, whereby it creates a product. So it creates a product means that the process of producing the product itself. Okay, then the third functions is financial or finance or accounting, where it tracks how well the organization is doing by paying bills or collect the money. It's about money lah for financial or accounting. Alright. So this is examples of organizational charts for commercial bank. So banking sector is service sector. So as you can see here, the operational parts involve teller scheduling, check clearing, up to the security. And the finance, it involves investment, security, and real estate. And marketing parts in banking sector or banking area is on loan, commercial industry, financial, personal mortgage, and trust department. Okay, so these examples of nature of airline. So they have their own parts or their own organizational charts. Okay, for manufacturing or product, we have operations, and finance or accounting. These are their jobs and marketing areas. Okay, the next areas or the next subtopic is why we study OM. Why the reasons why we study OM? Because we want to know it's one of the three major functions. Operations is one of the three major functions in any organization, whether the organization is big or small. And we want to know how people organize themselves for productive enterprise, where they will use these three functions: marketing, operations, and financial area. Okay, the second reason we need to know how goods and services are produced. What are the things and what are the input for a certain product use in productions in their manufacturing. Okay, and the third one, we want to understand what operations managers do, basically on their responsibility. On operations managers responsibility. And operations management is a costly part of an organization. Why costly part? Because operation parts, they need to hire worker, they need to buy raw material, they need to have the machines, they need to have the equipment for their production. Okay, that's why it involves more money. You have to buy more money. You have to purchase everything in order to set up or in order to create a product or services. Okay, that's why they call it the largest or costly part. So as you can see here, between these three major functions, so operation is the main or the highest cost involved, which is $22,000. Okay, and now we move to what operations manager do. So basically they have 5 basic management function. So this is the management functions that if you are learning MGT 400, for example, so you will learn the same thing lah. Alright, for the first one is planning. So planning is about this manager setting the goals, setting the objective, and come up with the strategies. People who involved with the strategies, who plan who set the goal or the objective for their operations, their part or their department. Okay, second one, organizing. So when talking about organizing, you have to remember or you have to imagine the organizational charts whereby so in a company they have a CEO, for example, and then under underlying parts is the functions, for example operations, marketing, financial, engineering, and so on. Okay, and then that is how we allocate the task lah. The allocating of resources. Same goes to your, if you are having or if you run a project, so you have the committees. So these committees, they have their own parts or tasks. For example, logistic committee. And you have AJK makan-makan. So AJK apa lagi? Finance, bendahari. So that is the how we allocate the task for each of the workers ataupun each of the people. Okay, the third one is staffing. So staffing, it's involve recruiting, layoff, basically on identifying who are responsible or who can do this job, staffing lah. So they recruit people with the certain skill who are qualified for certain areas to do the job. So who will do this is operations manager. So the one who will identify the right person for the task. Okay, and leading is about leaders, is about leading, is about motivating workers, it's about show the workers the tasks that need to be done. Okay, then the last function is controlling. Controlling is we monitor the the productions or to monitor the resources lah. For example, let's say the objective is to have 1,000 production for this month. So that is the goals that they need to achieve. And suddenly the production only reach 800 units for the month. Okay, so this manager need to identify why this problem occurs and they need to take corrective actions. Okay, maybe they don't have enough focus. So they found out that they don't have the resources, enough resources. They don't have enough capital. So with these identified causes, then the manager will take corrective actions. That's all for operations manager responsibility.